There we go. So back to school. A favorite time of year for some, for others, not so much. But finding the right tools can help make it a better experience for everyone. So we're going to talk about three things, tech things, that will make schoolwork easier, even fun, while also being easy on the budget. So this covers students, and it also covers, teachers, educators of all types. So let's get this started, shall we? That's what happens when you're rocking to the music before the show. You forget to turn off the speaker. So hello. So as I was saying, right, back to school, favorite time of year for some people. Some people look forward to this, get excited that in the U.S. the Staples commercial, with the parents are singing and the kids are looking depressed. It cracks me up every time. So favorite year for some, not so much for others, but finding the right tools can make a big difference. Not only for the education process itself, but keeping you organized and maybe even having a little fun along the way. So whether you're a teacher, you're a student, or maybe you're a parent of one or the other or both, we've got some ideas here for you that are very reasonably priced, even free for one. Actually, well, 1.5, because around here we always throw in a bonus. I'll just give that away now. So things that just make your life a lot easier, that are not a part of the day in, day out back to school list that a lot of people will say. So we like to be different. So let's go ahead and dive in, and we're going to start with the tool that is near and dear to my heart. Those of you who have been around here for a while have heard me talk about it before, and here we are again. But that's because it is so incredibly helpful, and at the free level, that's right, I said free, you're getting so much value. I mean, really, the paid version, like, that's helpful with like Teams and all that kind of stuff. There's some other little perks to it, but you can absolutely use this tool for free and not have any problems. And you're probably like, okay, lady, what are you talking about? I've never been here before. So let me bring it up for you here. That would be the one, the only Canva. So, and by the way, all the links for everything I'm going to talk about, of course, are in the description. But Canva is an amazing resource for all kinds of I want to say documents, but it does so much more than just documents. All kinds of things that you need to create. So let me talk to you about Canva a little bit. So I mentioned there's a free version, there's a paid version. It works on just about everything, right? So it's Mac, it's Windows. You can use it on Android and iOS. You can use it on a desktop, a laptop, or tablet, Chromebook, your phone, you name it. Okay, you can use this thing everywhere. It's across the board. Okay, so here we go. Now I did not pay this lovely person to say this. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what they're saying. Why did that not? Oh, did I screw this up? Hang on. So Marcus is saying that Canva is great. I don't know why it's, it switched. Hang on. Let's do that one. I was messing around before the show. I deserve this to happen. Okay, let's try that one more time, shall we? Send. There we go. So Marcus says Canva is great. It's easy to use. And this is all truth. So like I said, you can use it in across pretty much any device you've got. You can use it on. You can use it in the browser, or you can use the desktop app if you're working on a desktop. So I'm just going to show you the two of them so that you can see that it's really no big difference. Let's start off with the desktop app. So this is the desktop app. Murphy, please stop making that noise. Thank you very much. So down the side here, you've got all of your basic functionality. You can choose dark mode, light mode, whatever you like. But you've got all your different functionality. That is the one that we're looking at right now is the paid. But you'll see there's only a handful of differences. One is that like I can set myself up with Teams, and so the other thing with let me just get this out of the way. So with the free version, you're getting easily, I'm going to conservatively say 85% of the functionality of the tool. It's probably a little higher. If you do go to the paid, it's a monthly subscription. I think it's $13. And what you get for that is you get some extra functionality, like you can have teams, you get some extra folder space, and you can use all of the assets for free. If you stay on the paid, you don't get the teams thing. You get a subset of free assets. And then if you need to use one of the paid assets, you can just buy that one asset. And they range between like $1 to $3. So that's the basic difference between them. But other than that, it's all the same. So we have that. So now I'm going to switch over. Well, so here's my problem. I want to switch over to the browser version, but I also want to show you something. All right, so we'll just mush this together. So I'm going to show you the browser version in a second. But one of the reasons I think that this is such a great tool for school is because A, free. Second, you can create so much stuff. And so instead of having to buy like a high-end tool in order to create presentations or posters or anything basically that you're going to need for school, all of this stuff is in here. You can create PDFs in it. You name it, you can make it in here. But they've recently added whiteboards. So that for me is just another reason why this is going to be really handy for school. So let me just show you. So the reason this is up because they're promoting it. So we'll go here just to start. So this is something new that they've added. It is available in the free version. And so when you go in here, just to verify, I'm going to just move this down a little bit so you can see. So I know that this is the free version because it's asking me to try Canva Pro. So everything you're seeing in this version is the same. But if you compare it to what we were just looking at, I'm just trying to leave this so we got the space. It is basically the same layout. And the speed is the same and all that kind of good stuff. Let me just move this a little bit here so you can see the stuff on the side. Nope. Don't go full size. There we go. Okay. So you've got this little panel here that you can open and close if you want the more space. And then you can pick from templates. You can select elements, all that kind of good stuff. And so, for example, if you were, whiteboarding and you were, maybe sharing ideas around and all that, you could drag out these little sticky notes and start typing in them, right? There's special whiteboard graphics that they're putting. So like, let's say, the team has voted this the best idea, this they're not so sure about. You could add animated graphs, animated graphics. So you can do all kinds of stuff in here. Plus you can just, do shapes. Oops. Right. And then you can come up here and you can change the colors. Now we're not going to go into great detail on this. I have done, other shows on Canva, so you can go back and look at those. But there's a lot of flexibility. There are lines. So you can come here, like let's say you wanted to do some kind of lines to connect things. You could come in here and search for it, and you say lines, right? And so we can draw a line between this one and this one. And you see it's got that little connector point. And then you can add another one to connect this to this one. So from a, basic functionality standpoint, it is there, it has got it. And the other thing is that you can invite people to work with you on it. So it can be a team thing, or you can create your own stuff if you need it for school or whatever. Super easy, super fun. I'm just going to show you a couple of other things that I think that are going to be really handy for students in Canva. And then we'll go on to other things. So there's that. So when you're on the home, basically what I tell people is if there's something you need to create, just type it in here and it will let you know where they've got stuff. But you can see, so the whiteboard, because they're promoting that's the first one here. You can create presentations, you can create videos, you can create posters, infographics, flyers, really anything that you're going to need, you can create. And you can also just come up here and say create design and search in here. Or you can just start off with a custom one if you want, and create whatever size you want. So let's say, what do we got here? So let's do 8. Oh, well, no, that's pixels. I want it in inches, so I can change that. Half, 11. Okay, and then it throws you in here, and you can start from scratch, or again, based on the size that you've picked, it will make recommendations for things. And so you can take a template. Let's see. Just looking for ideas here. Well, okay, let's say you're a teacher, right? So, okay, so See, I'm so used to working with the paid version. So the ones with the little crowns, those are the pieces that you would have to pay. So like if I wanted to use this, well, first of all, it'll give me 30 days free to try it. But I could also, if I didn't want to do that, I could go ahead and use this and I would just, pay for it. Or, like if you're a teacher and you want to introduce yourself, you can grab this kind of thing. Now, this is a free one. You notice there was no little crown on it. And then you can come in here and you can change the text. You can change color. We're talking about teachers. I should probably spell right. You can add additional pages. You can copy things down. So like maybe you like these crayons, you want to use them down here on page 2. You can go ahead and copy and paste them from your keyboard. So really, really handy. Another thing that I think would probably be handy for students is the presentations, because not only can you build a presentation in here, but you can actually demo from in here. You can run the presentation from here. So actually, I probably have one. Let me bring one up on my other one. Let's see, where's one of the presentations I did? So if you've ever seen me do a presentation on one of the shows, I probably created it in here. Let's see, am I going to be able to find one quickly? Come on, show me a presentation. Okay, here's one. Okay, so let me switch my world. Okay, so now we're back in the paid version just because I had something already built out here. So I did a show a while ago about the 3G shutdown. That's not really important. The point is that I have this presentation, right? And it's got the different pages in it, and you can add and remove pages. You can rearrange them, right? If I decided I'd wanted it this way, I could just drag it and move it. But the other cool thing is you can actually present from in here and work your way through. So if you have to do a presentation for school or whatever, you can build it and share it right from in here. You can also, like if you're working with a team, you can share it with other people and let them give you comments on it. You have to have the paid version to invite them to collaborate on it. But if you need it fast, you do it for free for 30 days. But for that kind of thing, just super, super powerful. And like I said, doing flyers, doing any kind of stuff that you might be like, oh, I need Adobe this or I need whatever for that. A, free, B, the fact that you can use one tool for so many different things means that you're more focused, right? You're not having to waste time and cognitive powers trying to figure out, well, okay, I need to do this. Maybe I can go and do it in this tool, or I need to do that. You can just skip all of that, go right into Canva, type in whatever it is you need to do, find it, either start from scratch. It'll have template sizes, or you can just, like I showed you, create your own size one, and then customize it and adjust it to be your own. And then you can share it and print it and do all that kind of great stuff. So it is just awesome, super awesome, super easy. There's a ton of tutorials out there. Like I said, I've done other shows on it, so you can feel free to go and look at those. But I highly recommend, if you are an educator or you are a student or a parent of either or both, that you go and check this out, because it is something that can save a lot of time and can up the quality of the work that they're doing. And because they're not having to learn all these different tools or stress over how do I get this thing that I can't afford, you can just do it in here and be good to go, which means you can concentrate more on what it is you are doing and learning instead of stressing over all the other stuff. So obviously I'm a huge fan. So I just did want to let you know that it was here and it is an option. Again, just before we leave this to go on to other things. Nope, not the Surface. I'm going to be back on this one. There we go. To go in here and do things, all you're going to do is, set up your free account. And then this is really where you're going to want to start off. You can just go in here and type whatever it is that you need to work on, and it'll give you options to choose from. The other thing you can do is go ahead and take a look at this section here where it's saying, things that you can try. You can see the different options. You can also come up here and get shortcuts to different things. So there's a lot of different ways to get to different items. And you just pick the one that works best for your brain in that moment. This is another one where you can look at like presentations, videos. And like I said, you can create entire documents and you can output it as a PDF. You can create a little video if you need to do a presentation for school. You can pull in music and video. You can create your own. You can add animations. You can do all of these. You can take your phone, right? Take your phone, create your video, import it into Canva, and then edit it, add a title card, do an end card, do animations. Like, it's just going to take everything that you work on up a little bit more than maybe you would have submitted earlier. And it's fun. It's fun to work with. So it's definitely one of my top recommendations for people who are looking for solutions to go back to school. And I'm pretty sure Marcus would agree. So hopefully you'll go and give it a try. Like I said, the links are in the description. Get the free version when you sign up. You'll get the free 30 days of Canva Pro, so you can try everything out, and that'll help you figure out whether or not you even need Pro. Most people don't. And I'm really impressed by this company that they make so much available to people for free. That's why I'm very happy to pay for it, because it's like, hey, anything I can do to help them keep offering good stuff for free while giving us new features, I'm on board. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Think about it, and give it a try. You'll fall in love with it pretty quickly, like I do. And like I said, the fact that you can do it from anywhere, literally, I have created presentations on my phone on the fly because I needed to. It works with touchscreens. It works with mice. Of course, you know me, I do everything with a stylus in as many parts of my world as I possibly can. So you are good to go with that. Alrighty, let's keep going. Give me one sec. I'm just going to show you, because the next one I'm going to talk about is a piece of hardware. Sorry, not free, but very, very reasonable and powerful options. And this is one I've talked about before for back to school, but it just keeps getting better. So next up on my top 3 is Chromebooks. I am constantly amazed. Oh, there's my food order that I haven't placed yet. Let's make that go away. Let's not make everybody hungry. So when the Chromebooks first came out, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. It's sort of somewhere between a laptop and a tablet. That's pretty neat. But I kept reading about it and seeing people using them, and I got really curious. So a few years ago, let me grab it. I was like, okay, I've got to see just how much you can do with these things. And so I treated myself to this. I have constantly been amazed how much I've been able to do with this thing, and what a great road warrior it is, because it is thin, right? It is a good size. Like, I've thrown this in bags and brought it with me on the fly. What did I throw in here? Oh, I don't know why I have an Amazon bookmark in here. Who knows? It's because for cleaning. So I will now unreservedly say that this can replace a laptop, and in some cases a desktop, for many, many people. And you're like, oh no, that's not true. I have beat the daylights out of this thing. I have asked it to do things I never thought in a million years it could, and it did. Now, yes, you do have to find some replacements. You're not going to install Windows or Apple software on it. That said, there are so many good options out there, and the list is growing all the time. You're going to find something that works for you. And like I said, you can do like all the stuff in Canva, you can do it on here. Now, again, I did go for a slightly higher end version because I had to have my stylus. You do not have to get one. And that's one of the other things that I love about this tool, is the fact that you can pick and choose what you need in order to find the right fit for you, not only from let me just bring this up here. No, not that way. That way. Not just from a functionality standpoint, which obviously, of course, is important, but also from a dollar point, right? So this one here, the higher end is going to be like the one with the stylus. It's going to be the touch screen. It's going to have more memory, all that kind of stuff. They open up like a laptop, right? Like you're seeing here. So when you're shopping, you're going to think about that. Then you're going to decide whether or not, now make sure it's supposed to do this before you try it. But this is one that will fold. So like you can stand it up. So like if you're at school and you are maybe presenting your material, or you're at school and you need a break and you're watching something, you're down streaming something or whatever, you've got that. So it's very flexible. It will work whatever way you want. You can use it as a tablet in this case, right? Because this has got the stylus. So if that's what you need in the moment, you could take your notes on this and all that kind of stuff, or you could just use it in the clamshell laptop kind of mode and take your notes that way. So these are the different things. Like if it does, the tent stand, that's going to be a little bit more expensive than one that doesn't. The touch screen is going to make it more expensive than one that's not a touch screen. But these are not deal breakers, right? It's just a matter of picking the right combination of functionality for you to match the price point that you can pay. So we're just going to take a quick look here. Whoops. So let's go back to this. So just kind of flipping through, your price range is basically around like $125 or so, up to whatever you want to pay. But the core group of Chromebooks that you're going to find are somewhere between $150 and $300. Now, if you go and compare that to laptops, you're going to very quickly see what a difference is. And so if you, just for argument's sake, let's say that you were looking at a $500 laptop or a $500 Chromebook. The $500 Chromebook is going to be faster, lighter, and have much better battery life and probably a much better screen, and probably would be a touchscreen where the $500 laptop wouldn't be. So it's not, the price point is not an apples to apples between the laptop and the Chromebook, because you're going to get more for your money from the Chromebook. And yes, by the way, one of the questions people ask is, can I use the Chromebook if I'm not connected to the internet? And the answer is yes. So $150, $107, like there's a lot of good options out here. And if we move this over a little bit, if you look on the side here, you can make your selections, right? So you can help, because there's a lot. When you search for Chromebooks, how many results came back on this? Does it give us the number still? It doesn't look like it did. It's giving us thousands, I'm sure of it. So you can come in and you can say, I only want to see ones with, top reviews. Let's see. If you have a particular brand you like, you can filter it by the price points that you're looking at. If you care about, the CPU that's in it, don't pay attention to this. That doesn't apply. That you want a Chrome OS running on a Chromebook. The screen size, all that kind of stuff. So you can filter down this list as much as you want to find what it is you're looking for. And then when you're shopping, just look for something that has, a good amount of positive reviews. So like the more stars, the better. So like this one here, $115, $116, almost 3,000 positive reviews on it. So that would be, something to take a look at. It's only got 4 gig of RAM, but that might be just fine for you. But again, really what you want to do is you want to make those main decisions about the size, whether or not you need a touch screen, and whether or not you just need your basic, clamshell kind of thing, or if you do want it to go into tablet mode as well. Cannot recommend these high enough. So I've had this, I meant to look that up. I've probably had this going on 6 or 7 years, and it has traveled with me. It has gotten thrown in bags with a case and without a case. I've even done a little damage. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there. Okay, you can. See that little, whoops. Come on. There we go. Okay, that little indentation there. Yep, I managed to dent it somewhere along the line. Things still kept going. The only reason I finally replaced it is because I wanted a new toy. Really, this was still working. It was getting maybe a little slow. The battery life was maybe down like 5%. I'm still using this. It's just not my main grab and go anymore. If I need to go and if I'm meeting with a client or I'm going to go do some work on the fly, I take that Chromebook and it goes in my bag. It's new, so I make sure I put it in the case. But yes, it is definitely my grab and go. So Marcus is saying he loves his MacBook Air 1, but that's just your preference. Yeah, well, and I'm not saying that laptops don't have their place in the universe. I'm saying for back to school, right? If you've got a student, if you are a teacher, you are not skimping by going with this. So how much was the MacBook Air? Conservatively, it was over $1,000, right? Not everybody wants to hand their kid a $1,000 device. And my point is, you don't have to, right? It is now a choice to do that. It is no longer the case of you having to do it because that's the only thing that would work for them. That's what's the game changer for me. We can now put technology in the hands of anybody at a reasonable price, and we're not skimping, right? You can program on these things. You can game on these things. You can do art on these things. The only thing you can't live stream, that's for sure. I should try it with the new one. I tried live streaming with this. It was too choppy. I should try it with the new one. I'm curious to see. If I did a very basic, just using the webcam and the onboard stuff, I'm going to try that. I'll let you know. But the important thing is you can give this to somebody, right? Or you can buy it for yourself, right? If you're a student and you need something to do your work on and you want to be connected while you're doing it, you want to stay organized, you want to carry one thing, right? You don't want to carry different notebooks for different classes, all that kind of stuff. You're good to go. You don't have to feel like you're compromising when you're using a Chromebook because they are that good. And I say that as somebody who beats the daylights out of technology. And I worked for a couple of weeks. I had a last minute family thing and I had to run, and I didn't have time to do all the things. So I didn't know how long I was going to be gone. So I just grabbed the Chromebook. That was it. I was like, okay, I know I need something. I, threw some clothes in a bag and grabbed my Chromebook and went. And for 3 weeks, worked on it. Nobody knew I wasn't working from my regular computer. So that's my point, is that it is that important. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this from before. So this is from the conversation about Canva. So collaborators, it doesn't look like you can do the collaborators. Let me just double check. I tested it on my paid account. So of course you're talking about the whiteboards, right? I don't know that you can do the collaborator. I would be surprised. I mean, they have to charge for something, right? Let's see. Let's just grab this. So you can link share. And when you share with people, even on the free one, they can add comments. But it doesn't look like you can do live collaboration. You would have to go with the paid version for that. So that's what we were talking about on that one. So yeah, so that is, again, that's number 2. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Make your life easy. And when you go in and you start looking at it, let me switch back to this. Go ahead and use the filters on the side, unless you like browsing. If you like browsing, there's nothing wrong with that. You can just go ahead and browse. But you can also come over here. Let me just scroll up so you can see it on the screen here. So all this stuff over here on the side is how you can go ahead and customize it however you want. You can get as specific or general as you like and take a look at it. And then, do the smart thing. Go in and take a look at it and see, try to get one that's maybe a little bit newer. So here, like, this is always my thing. Like, I want to see, that's just me. But okay, so this one comes up. So this would have a stylus on it. But check a couple of things. Check to see that it's the right form factor. So you see like this one here that kind of looks like a fan now. That's a quick way to tell that it offers all those different positions that I was showing. So like this here. And that doesn't mean, look, so this is also doing that. This one may just be your basic clamshell. So you can take a look. Oh, you can't see the one on the bottom. Hang on. I will bring the one up. Let's go like that. So this one is, this will work in the tablet mode or the, standard clamshell. This one is almost like the Microsoft Surface devices, right? Where it's got that little kickstand in the back to make it stand up. That doesn't work so well in the lap. I can tell you that from personal experience. But even now with a stylus, so here, let me clear this out of the way so you can see. Let me bring these up. So this has got a stylus, that's got a stylus. Those are, $230, $270. This one is $270. This is, like $260, we'll call it. So if you do want that, it's certainly there as an option at a reasonable price, but you don't need it. Like if you're not stylus crazy like I am, you probably don't need that. But you can definitely, nail these down. Now, I will say that when you go in to look at it, let's just grab one at random. I have no idea what the details are on this one. But you do want to look for one that maybe is not more than like, 2 or 3 years old from its initial release. And on Amazon, that's pretty easy to find. You usually come down here. So here we go. This one, if you're in love with it, it's okay. But, 2018 is probably as far back as I would go at this point because the price points are pretty much the same. But do take a look at that because it's technology, and technology is going to, reach end of life. They're going to stop updating it. So 2018 is probably still in an okay window, but I wouldn't go too much older than that. But that's also, if you're looking for a deal, like if you need to save some money, then that's another good thing to look at is, figure out, go to whatever the manufacturer website is and see. They usually have a list of when they're going to end of life or stop updates on a particular device. So let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at the Lenovo, because this is a 2022. So let's just verify that, because sometimes, unscrupulous people will put dates in here that are not true. So we fly down here. And sure enough, okay, it was first available just a little while ago. And that's a very good brand that they rate very highly for these things. So that's one I would definitely, if I was looking today, I would definitely consider taking a closer look at. Don't get overwhelmed. Like if all this information doesn't mean too much to you, don't stress about it. Just worry about the first available date and make sure that it, works in the configurations that you're going to want it to work in. And then check to see, because the other thing, keep in mind, mostly it should, if it's going to work in tablet mode, it's probably a touch device, but verify that. Make sure you do look for touchscreen in the specs just to be sure. And for students, like this replaces a laptop, a gaming system, a TV, because it's all in the one thing. And even with all of that, the battery life is still astounding on them. So again, I cannot more highly recommend going and checking these kind of things out. They're really amazing. Hey Tyler, how you doing? What's so cool? The Chromebooks? The Chromebooks for me are just, I'm so impressed with what you can do. And of course, they're just getting better. They're constantly updating it. They're constantly adding new features to it. There's a lot more people now that are building apps specifically for the Chromebook, which of course just gives us more options. So love it, recommend it, go ahead and use it. That's my thing. I know I've talked to families about it. People tend to reach out to me this time of year, which is why I do this show, because I know everybody's got these questions. And I've had people like, oh, my kid is going to school and they want a computer to take with them. But, I feel bad, that I don't want to get them $1,000 computer because they're a kid and, things happen. But they feel bad about thinking about the Chromebook. And I'm like, do not feel bad about it. These are awesome devices and they will be happy with it and they will be able to do what they need to. And you will be impressed with the things that they can do with it. And hopefully so with their teachers. So don't let it hold you back. Don't let any preconceived notions about the fact that it's a $200 or $300 device. You don't have to spend $5,000 for your grade school, middle school, high school, or college student, except for certain scenarios. So let's just talk about that for a minute. Yes, are there cases where they do need more power? Absolutely. Absolutely. If they are going to do like high-end art, right? If they're going to do CAD/CAM design, if they're going to be doing a lot of high-end processing, like I said, you can code in this, but if they're going to be building like really complex applications or that kind of stuff, then yes, if they're into robotics, they'll probably still want a Chromebook, but they'll probably need a little bit more power, desktop or a laptop. So absolutely, this is not for everybody, okay? Not everybody could use one, but not everybody can do everything on it. That said, if you are doing email, keeping track of your schedule, reading your textbooks, if you're looking to do a little entertainment, gaming, watching TV or streaming movies or whatever, you can do movie editing on here. I mean, not super complex, but if you're doing a fairly basic movie edit, you totally can do it. I've done it. So yeah, there's a touch point. So you have to be realistic about what it is your kid is going to be doing, or you as a educator is going to be doing, and measure it off of that. I would say 70 to 80% of people, this is all they're going to need. Absolutely. So just, keep that in mind, and here's the thing. If you're going to experiment, maybe experiment with a Chromebook before you spend $5,000 on a computer that all they're doing is playing, League on it. That may not be the best use of that money right now. So don't feel bad. The prices are good now. And the good news is the pipeline is pretty good for these now. It's not super ultimate, but you don't really customize these too much. So you're like when we were going through this, you could see, here, we'll flip back. Nope. Keep hitting that button too hard. Let's just go back here. These were all showing up as being available, right? So yeah, let's just click on a couple more. So this is the one I treated myself to. I like it. So yeah, so there's only 6 in stock, but you know what? This time last year, that would have been, click on the button and we'll tell you when they're in stock. So they're in stock now. Maybe come up with a first, second, and third choice just in case. But they are in stock. They are available, which means that you will get them, in time for school. So that's good because you can't wait. School's going to start whether or not. They win it back in esports. Oh, the money. You're talking about the money. Maybe. I will. So this was another thing. So, when I got this one. So this one, there wasn't really a whole lot of gaming options when I first got it. But that has changed over time. And there is more and more games. And so I was impressed. So the one I tested with was Stardew Valley. I know. But it's a nice, relaxing game. So I'd been playing it on my PC. Sometimes with friends, just sometimes on my own. And so I was like, one night I was like, let's see. I'd heard rumors that people were playing it on the Chromebooks. I'm like, all right, let's see what that's like. And I got on. Nobody knew I wasn't playing on my PC. Nobody could tell. And I actually liked it better in some ways because I like the touchscreen. I don't like, using the mouse to move around or using keys, to arrow through was annoying. It was much easier to just point, to a point on the screen and have my little avatar run over there. So yeah, okay. Granted, you're not going to do maybe professional gaming on it, but if you need to relax, you'll be surprised. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Okay. So let's just take a quick break here. I do want to remind you, I think this is the one. Now that, we're getting into that mindset of back to school in the fall and all that kind of stuff. If you need content ideas, and actually my nephew looked at my list and he's like, actually some of these would be good, like, essay ideas too. So we'll throw that in there too. But mainly I built out a list for myself for social media posts because I'm trying to get back into the routine of posting my social media's postings again. But how many times can I say posting? But you run across, these blocks, right? You're doing all these things in your day and you're like, oh shoot, I need to make a post and I just don't have any ideas. So I made myself a list. It's 130 ideas, not tech specific. And then it was helpful. Like I would just shuffle the pages, close my eyes and pick a topic. And that's what I wrote about. And then I shared it with some friends. They liked it. So now it's available to all of you. So it's free. You go to yourtechcoach.com/content ideas. It's a PDF you can download and get content ideas in case you need help, which we all do from time to time. All right. So just want to remind people. One more big thing. And this is something else that, again, if you folks have been around here for a while, you've heard me talk about this before, but again, cannot say it enough. Rocketbook. So, Rocketbook are notebooks, and they now have a ton of different kinds. And, you take your pen and you write in it and you've got your notebook. But that's not all. Because with the Rocketbook, first of all, it's eco-friendly because when you write in it, you're not done, right? You don't have to go get a new notebook because you've run out of pages. I'm trying to get to one I haven't written in. Here we go. So you write on this and then you can scan it. There's an app for the mobile devices. So you go and you scan it. You see it's got this little QR code down here. So you scan it into the app, and then you can't really see it on camera here, but there's 1, 2, 3, there's 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 icons along the bottom. So you can mark off one of the icons, and what you have done is in the app, oh God, I didn't write in this one yet. So for each one of those, you can set a destination for things to go for. So like if maybe for the apple, that would be, my school notes, and the diamond or my money making ideas, whatever. And maybe I'm sending those to a Dropbox. So you can tell the application, okay, when I've got this icon marked off, you're going to send it to this location. And then you scan the page that you'd written on, right? Words, arrows, drawings, doodles, whatever it is that you need. You're going to put that on here. It comes with a pen, which I was just playing with. Okay, so they come with this black pen. However, yes, you can do colors. Oh, yes, you can. Where did I put? Did I not bring that in here? I have like an entire. Oh, here it is. Okay, you can do lots of colors. If you prefer to do that, you can do art in it and all that. And the idea is you use the notebook, you scan the notebook, and then when you don't need that information anymore, you can either, they have these little spray things that you can fill with water, and you just spritz the page, and then you wipe it down with the cloth, which also has their logo on it, and then start writing again. So it is a reusable notebook that goes on forever, because every time you're done or you fill it up, you can just take the picture, wipe the page, and start writing on it again. It comes in various sizes, okay? So there's this. You've got like the little, we used to call these assignment pads. I don't know if they still do. They've got these in-between sizes. These are all your traditional spiral bound. However, there are other options. And of course, the link is in the description, so you can go check it out. You can buy them. So like this is the Cornell layout. I use this all the time, even though I'm not in school anymore. And you can have different pads. So if you need one for scientific layouts and all that kind of stuff, you can do that. This is a carrier you can get for it. It's got like the pockets, the usual folio kind of thing, to keep everything in here. Keep your pen handy. I usually put my my cloth in here. Sometimes what I do, instead of using the sprayer, I got myself these water brush pens. And fill them with water, because this lets me like erase a couple of words or just a section instead of spraying a whole area. Super, super helpful. How? Oh, how do they make money on it? Because of people like me who are obsessed and buy like multiple copies of it. That said, I write everything down. I used to feel really bad about all the notebooks I threw out. So now I don't have to feel bad about it anymore. So here's another template. Right, so you can go through, and this one is, I love grid patterns when I'm doing graphic design or user interface design. I love the grid patterns. If you are a Panda planner person, they've got you covered. So they've got the planners with the calendar. So this again for school, they've released one just for teachers and students to keep track of their schedules and their plans. But you can just keep reusing it and reusing it and reusing it. Let me just look. I think and then they now finally released this, so that like I've got all of my extra papers in here. And I really like the one with the magnetic piece on it, because it's so easy to just flip it, in and out. This is just a regular lined one. So lots and lots of options. However, there's more, because they branched out and they're not just doing notebooks anymore. My dad would have loved these, because my dad was a index card guy. Like everything went onto index cards. So they've got index cards with a blank side and with a ruled side. And again, you'll notice it's got, over on this side, it's got the QR code. So you can scan these puppies into the application as well. They also have, for folks who are working on whiteboards, there are these triangles. You get a set of 4. So the idea is you put these on your whiteboard in the corners, write up all the stuff on the whiteboard, take the picture with the app to save it. Not only are you saving it for yourself, but you can then actually, send it and share it with other people. So go to their website. The link is on It's in the description. You can go check it out. They also sell these on Amazon, so you can go and look at them on Amazon as well. But it is just such a handy thing, and it feels a little more, eco-friendly to me, that I'm not, working through 15 notebooks, every quarter, because I'm constantly writing things down and I only need for a little while. So love it, love it, love it. So yeah, that's how they sell that, and the fact that they keep coming up with new ones, which is really all kinds of awesome. They're a fun company too. You'll get sucked in. So one more thing, because we're a fan of the bonus around here, and some of you may have noticed what I was doing. But we can also recommend to you, and I just did a show about this, but I'm going to throw it in because A, they've got a back to school deal for 30% off, and B, again, it is the kind of thing I think could be handy for either, students or teachers. And that is something called EpicPen. So let me switch back over here. So when you saw me doing this, that is EpicPen. So that is an application that gives you this little tool here with all these different things, and you can change colors. So like, for example, let's say maybe I wanted to do green here. Let's say I wanted to do a line. Let's say I wanted to do, what else? If you click down here, you get all the different options. Let's say I wanted to do an arrow, right? So you've got all of these different things that you can do. And then when you're done, you can type, you can highlight, right? So I can come and I can highlight here, but you can still see the text underneath. I can select the type tool and then do the typing. So for interactive things, I use this a lot when I'm doing training for people. Very handy, kind of fun to play with. And then when you want to clear it off, it goes away. This also, by the way, includes a whiteboard if you want it, or you could have it as a blackboard. So again, you've got all this kind of functionality available to you. And when you want it to go away, you just hit the little trash can. And then when you go back here, you get your cursor back so that you can go back to doing whatever you were doing. This is another favorite tool of mine. Again, free. You do not have to pay for the pro version if you don't want to. If you need some things like the higher end, like the text typing thing and all that, that is the paid version. But it is super reasonable. I'm just like to verify what the price is, because, sometimes they change prices. So let me just look real quick. But it's epicpen.com. Link is in the description. Is it going to tell me the pricing? So it is free. The things that are not included in the free version is the line tool, the rectangle tool, the ellipse, the arrow, or the text tool, or the whiteboard or the blackboard. So you just get the pen. You can draw the circles and the lines yourself, and you can take screenshots with it. For $25, flat fee, not monthly, not yearly, none of that. $25 one time. And like I said in the description, if you're watching this before September of 2022, there's a 30% off code in there. So that's how you get the line tool, the rectangle tool, and all that kind of stuff, and the whiteboard and blackboard. So again, try it for free. Try it, see how it fits into your workflow, your school flow, whatever, and get used to it. If you fall in love with the way that I did, then maybe it's worth the $25 to get the couple of extra tools, but you don't have to. It's not a time thing on the free. It's just free. So that's what I have for you. I just wanted to get those out there because we're in that window. People are going and doing things, but I just highly recommend these things. Give them a try. The Rocketbooks, I'm just telling you, it's the kind of thing you're going to fall in love with. And the fact that there's all these different sizes, I have one in my bag all the time. I have one in my purse. And what I've ended up doing is I have one that travels with me. So like if I go to a client site or if I go into the office, I bring the one that has the magnets. I'm going to knock over the whole pile here now because now they're out of order. So this is the one I bring when I'm going to the office, because I also bring that folder that has the other paper, because then I can just swap things out as I need to. And that's really handy because for me, like having certain layouts, like I said, like the grid I use for certain things. I use the Cornell note system for taking notes in meetings. And it just helps me stay really organized and all that. And the fact that I can snap it and then share it. I usually put either I email it to share it with somebody, and or I save it to like a Google Drive. That way, no matter where I am, I can always access it. I can access whatever I've written from my phone, from the laptop, from the desktop, from a tablet, whatever, because now it's electronic. And you can do multiple things at once, which I forgot to mention. So if you want to email a copy to somebody and save a copy to your Google Drive or whatever drive, you just mark up both of those icons and it will do both of those things for you. Also, it will transcribe your handwriting. I have awful handwriting and it does an amazing job. So another bonus. All right, everybody. So that is the 3 plus a freebie plus a bonus recommendation for back to school. If you have anything else, if you have any other ideas, please go ahead and share them in the comments so that other people may find them really helpful too, and we can share ideas and all that kind of good stuff. I am here every Thursday, 8 p.m. I always bring a topic. You're always welcome to jump into the chat. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and if you have any questions, if you have any comments, put them into the comments. I do follow up. If you need help, if you're not sure like what Chromebook to get, or should you get a Chromebook or a laptop, I am more than willing to help. You can set up an appointment. Go to yourtechcoach.com. Actually, where's the one with the appointments? There we go. yourtechcoach.com/appointments. You can schedule an appointment, and I'm more than happy to help you walk through it. If, on the other hand, you just have an idea for a show that you'd like me to do, you want information on something specific, go to yourtechcoach.com. There's a contact form there. Let me know, and I am more than happy to add that into the rotation because, frankly, that's where all the best shows come from. All right, everybody. Back to school doesn't have to be a bad thing. I like the new pencils and pens, and so yes, I have treated myself to a new Rocketbook, which will be here probably on Monday, just because I can. All right, everybody, have a good one. I hope everybody's enjoying what's left of the summer, and we will talk again soon. Bye.